So in this practical, this is going to be less of us looking at a practical implementation of concept. This is going to be more like a brain teaser. So for this practical, essentially, I want you to create a list, and then I want you to add a list within this list, and then I want you to add another list within that list. So you should have one list that's within a list that's within a list. So yeah, it's a bit of a sort of brain exercise here, but it's actually very useful once we get to machine learning and the AI stuff. So I highly recommend you have a go at this. Make sure each list contains at least 4 elements. So the elements can just be like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and one of those elements could be the next list. So hi. And try and make all the numbers different. It just makes it easier when you're trying to do the next part of this practical below. It makes it easier to see that you're doing it correctly. So once you've created the list within a list within a list, I want you to try and access the first 2 elements of the list within the original list. So let's say we have 3 lists like this. This is the first list, this is the second list, this is the third list. In this second list, so the list within the original list, which is 1. So 1 is the original list. I want you to get the list within the list, which is the second list, and access the first 2 elements. Then I want you in this one, in the third list, so that's the list within the list within the list, I want you to access the last 3 elements, and then I want you to output this whole thing so it's coming out backwards. So give that a try. Like I say, it's a bit of a brain teaser, so it may take a few attempts to actually even get your head around that. For me personally, I just like to get stuck in there with these kind of things and give it a try. But do however works best for you, and then we'll go over the solution in the next lecture.